Alright, so today we're going to talk about Solo Leveling Ragnarok. This is a light novel and the sequel to the series Solo Leveling. And before we get started, I just want to say this is going to contain spoilers. So, if you are currently reading or watching Solo Leveling, I suggest you get off this video and watch other Solo Leveling videos on my page. Anyway, let's get into it. Like I said before, this is in the future. And instead of following Sun Jinwoo, the story follows his son, Sung Soo-ho. Now, for those of you who have not finished the original Solo Leveling series, yes, Sun Jinwoo did marry. And though it was kinda obvious who he was going to marry, he married Hunter Cha Hae-in. And they obviously had this kid. Now, let's actually talk about this light novel. Alright, so I just want to clear this up. Y'all remember when Sun Jinwoo used the Cup of Reincarnation to travel back in time to kill all the monarchs. So all the people that died being a hunter would come back to life. And since there was no monarchs, the rulers did not have to use mana to create hunters. So there was no hunters. Y'all remember that, right? So please explain to me why the first chapter I'm hearing about hunters and hunter classes. I mean, like, come on, does Sun Jinwoo sacrifice really mean nothing? Now let's get one thing straight. I am only on chapter 10 and I am loving it. But this is one of the biggest unanswered questions I have right now. And before I talk more about what I like about the story, the questions I have and all that stuff, I realized I didn't go over what it's about. So basically, years after the war with the monarchs, Sun Jinwoo and the Shadow Army are fighting up in outer space. And in this war, Sun Jinwoo and the Shadow Army are facing off against the Outer Gods, who are basically gods of other universes. So the rearguard breaks and leaves Earth open. So instead of significantly weakening his forces by splitting up his army and sending them to Earth, he sends only one Shadow Soldier, Beru. He is tasked with not only defending Earth, but also to awaken Sun Jinwoo's son, Sung Soo-ho, latent ability as a Shadow Monarch, because his powers were sealed as an infant. So Beru unlocks Sun Soo-ho's power, but because of the journey and the battles he took along the way to get to Earth, he has used up all his mana and can't return to Sun Jinwoo, meaning he is stuck on Earth with Sung Soo-ho. Now, what I really like about this so far is that they actually brought back the leveling system. And since Sung Soo-ho was a regular human until he unlocked his monarch abilities, he's starting at level 1, just like Jinwoo did in the prequel. And since Beru is stuck on Earth, he is also helping Soo-ho to level up. And with that, Beru should be able to gain enough mana to return back to Jinwoo. Now, I love Beru. He has always been the funniest one out of the Shadow Army. And you see through his interactions with Soo-ho that he's funny without really trying. Now, another big question that I have is that during the time that Soo-ho is growing up, Sun Jinwoo and Hunter Cha Hae-in disappear. Now, obviously we learned that Jinwoo is fighting in the universe. So when Beru tells Soo-ho about his father, he asks if his mom is with him. Now, Beru is confused because he says his mom is supposed to be with Soo-ho on Earth. But Soo-ho confirmed that his mom disappeared around the same time that his dad did, so he assumed that they left together. But nah, that didn't happen. Nah, Hunter Cha Hae-in was most likely kidnapped by one of the Outer Gods. Now, y'all don't know how crazy this is for me right now. Like, I actually had to reread that part and reread the entire chapter like 2 to 3 times. Honestly, y'all, I love the original Solo Leveling series, and I'm starting to love Ragnarok just as much. And I am only 10 chapters in. The only problem I may have with this so far is that Soo-ho got his monarch abilities too early. And what I mean by that is, Soo-ho has the ability to create his own Shadow Army. And since he is such a low level, he doesn't have enough power or mana to hold a lot of Shadow Soldiers. In fact, he only has 3 weak goblins in his Shadow Army. Now, I kinda wish that he went through the similar phases in gaining his powers like Jinwoo did, but I guess since Beru is helping him, it kinda all makes sense and he doesn't have to figure it out all himself. If you are looking to read Solo Leveling Ragnarok, it's available on both web novel and Tapas. Now, the original translation is on Tapas, so if you want to read it there, go for it. Anyway, y'all, I just want to say that I love the light novel and I highly recommend it. And if you haven't read or watched the original Solo Leveling, go read it because it's really good too. Anyway, y'all, let me know down in the comments of what you guys think of Solo Leveling Ragnarok and if you guys enjoy it. But I swear to God, no spoilers, I swear. I'm wishing y'all stub your toe. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.